Hello everybody. This is going to be a quick video over loneliness and how we react to it. So I'm going to share my screen with you. All right. So loneliness is just that experience that we have when we feel like those who value us can't come to us, they're not available for us to provide us with social support. And it can be caused by any number of things, including any situation that separates us from a loved one. So like divorce, death, the ending of a relationship, rejection, geographical relocation. So if we move somewhere and away from our friends and family, we can feel that degree of loneliness because our friends and family aren't as available. Many of us may be experiencing this kind of relocation loneliness, but right now during the quarantine. Because we're not as capable of, it's not as free and easy to go hang out with those, our family, our friends, as it was prior to the quarantine. Or simply believing that others don't desire to be our friends. All right, that can lead to loneliness. All right, because again, loneliness is the experience, the feeling that we have when we believe that others they're not available to be with us. All right, well, believing that others don't want to be with us can generate that feeling. Now, we can have it in the short term, like we might have after geographic relocation, because we might more times than not we find new friends after we're there for a little bit. But it can also be chronic, and when loneliness is chronic, it can lead to certain consequences. Like, for example, people who are chronically lonely tend to experience a reduced ability to interpret emotional expressions. So they may be less sensitive to variations or slight variations in emotional expression. Now, certainly we can deal with loneliness by reaching out to people and talking to people. But there are other ways that we have kind of a lot of interesting techniques for dealing with loneliness. For example, possession attachment. Some people deal with their loneliness by actually forming attachments to inanimate objects, toys, possessions, cars, blankets, homes, favorite knives, favorite guns, favorite running shoes. So we can appreciate that. I've formed them with my couch in the past. So we can form an attachment to a possession, and you might experience this possession attachment when you lose it, right? So, for example, when I had to throw away one of my couches, seeing it by the dumpster outside as I drove by made me feel bad, right? Another way that we can deal with our loneliness, some research suggests that we can deal with our loneliness by forming what are called parasocial relationships. So these are relationships, or somewhat illusory relationships, that we feel like we establish with characters in the media. This could be characters from a book, characters from a show, TV personalities. Now, this is somewhat different from parasocial interactions, where you might talk to a TV, or you might, if you're watching Scrubs, is apparently on my mind, is because I'm rewatching the series. But if you see JD from Scrubs doing something stupid, and you might, come on, JD, that's a parasocial interaction. But a parasocial relationship is where you start feeling a certain degree of dependency or interdependency with that character or TV personality or character from a book. And so you might experience some of the same feelings when the show ends, sorry, or when the book is over, that you might when a good friend or someone leaves. You get that experience of, oh, it's over, or oh, they're gone, or I'm going to miss them. All right. So we can there's some evidence to suggest that we can deal with our loneliness, or at least we can relieve some of our need to belong by pursuing relationships with characters from the media. Another way that we can kind of cope with our loneliness is by reflecting on good times. All right. So some research suggests that the emotion of nostalgia and the experience of looking back fondly, so nostalgia is a bittersweet emotion, but it's usually more positive than it is negative. But research by Wilshire and Setikides and others demonstrates that when we feel nostalgia, it can actually offset feelings of loneliness by restoring the sense of social connection, by restoring the sense that those that we care about, those that we love, are available, all right, for social support, all right? And that, my friends, is that for this video covering loneliness. As always, if you have any questions, please send them my way. If not, have a great one, and I'll see you next time.